Okay, Danielle, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Good morning. I'm Danielle Collins. I'm the advocacy coordinator here.
Danielle, we can't hear you. It's really low.
Let's try this. Can you hear me now?
It's better, yeah.
Okay. I'm Danielle Collins. I'm the advocacy coordinator here at Blanchard Valley Center. I'm just popping on to kind of update you of what's going on in advocacy. So since we turned red, we are now going back to strictly virtual programs. So I think I might have sent a message to a couple of you about a Christmas party that we were going to have in person, and I was going to split it up into groups. We are no longer doing that. Everything is going to be virtual. If anybody is having troubles connecting to Zoom or getting the process down on how to connect to Zoom, you can give me a call and we can set up a time to set up a practice run so they can get used to connecting if they need to, or if they want to start participating in these groups. All the advocacy programs that we are doing are going to be on the calendar on the Blanchard Valley website. So you just go to the calendar and then it'll say like Action Club or Speaks Out, and you just click on that and then it'll say join here to join Action Club. And then you click that link and then it should pop up into your Zoom app. And again, if anybody's having trouble with that, they can give me a call and we can set up some practice runs for that. We are continuing with the Action Club Christmas party. Again, it's going to be all Zoom. I am going to be sending out letters this week along with a bingo card. So they can participate in bingo and we are going to have prizes. So if they are in Action Club and receive a letter, it tells you how to join. And again, it will be on the website to join. Also, if they were in Action Club last year and have not paid dues this year, I also put a notice in their envelope as well if those dues need to be paid if they want to continue into this next year. Let me see. If they don't have a camera on their laptop or if they don't have a device, there is an option to call in. You probably knew that, but they can still participate in the Action Club Christmas party and the bingo. As long as they can hear us and can read back the numbers, they can participate if they would like to in any of the groups, not just the Christmas party. So that is what's going on here. Just keep a lookout for extra activities that we might be doing as well. We haven't really decided specifically on what we're doing, but everything should be on that calendar when we get it up. So does anybody have any questions? Okay.
Well, thank you, Danielle. As you guys have seen, obviously we shut down having people come into the building, in-person trainings, all rec and advocacy as a result of the county going red. So one of the things that we've asked Danielle and Cheryl to come up with is kind of reverting back to that virtual, how we were doing virtual rec, virtual activities, things like that. So we're still trying to get a handle on that. But we do need the help of the providers to get people involved with it as well. As much as we hate to not see anyone, I'm sure they hate it as well. So we're all just trying to navigate it together. So thank you, Danielle.
No problem. Thank you.
Hey, Michelle Dara, I'm gonna hop it over to you.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? I am on the COVID task force with Hancock Public Health and the hospital and some other agencies that are involved with congregate housing, like the City Mission and some of the Adamus Board recovery homes. So every week we have a Zoom meeting and they share, what's going on and the trends and patterns. So I wanted to share the risk level application to shared and congregate living. Now that we are in red, basically it's Denise, do you have that?
Can't hear you.
You're muted.
I have to apologize. I got a new laptop and they have connected it to my main screens. So I no longer can figure out how to share, but I did share it via email.
Oh, okay. All right. So you see it. It's the red, yellow, yellow, orange, red. And we don't even want to talk about the last one. So basically it's just telling everybody to go back to our first stay-at-home order, tightening things up, stressing masks, stressing hand washing, physical distancing, all the stuff that we've heard forever, but just, sometimes we get a little lax, and it's saying, let's go back to that. And I'll continue to send out things that will be information that you guys would want or need when those things come up. And then you can also, if you have any questions about any COVID questions that, you don't need to call the health department about, but you want some guidance, or you want to bounce things around. I'm not an expert, but I've certainly been talking about this for however many weeks. So number 2, for American Red Cross CPR and first aid, obviously I can't teach those classes anymore, but the Red Cross has given a 120-day extension to those people who are currently certified. So the certificate has not expired, but you'll have to go in and register with them. It's not an automatic extension. I have mine pulled. I have this letter pulled up. I don't know if I know how to share. Do I just hit the share screen, Denise? I'm gonna try it.
Yep, just hit share and pick your screen.
Wow, that's not it. I don't know how. Sorry. How do I get back now?
I can see it on my screen.
You can?
Yes.
I can
Yeah.
see it on mine too.
American
yes.
Red Cross, yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep,
I
we can see
can't.
it.
I can't. Okay. So as you can see in the quotations, that's the rule that they're putting out now, but you'll have to go in if anybody needs that. And that was updated in October. So that'll just give you an extension. And hopefully soon we'll be back to in-person trainings. Okay. Did Allie talk about the blast? Okay, so you all got the BVC blast last Wednesday, and it was about the UIR process, and it's just a reminder, per the DODD MUI registry unit, they are requesting incident reports or UIRs be written for anybody who is being tested, who is quarantined, and then of course if there was a automatic positive because of someone was having a procedure, so they were tested just prophylactically. So we do need UIRs on any of those, for any of those conditions, because they want each county to track their folks.
Michelle,
And- yeah.
This is Jill. I just had a quick question. Do you want the information for our staff too, if they're being tested, or only the individuals we serve?
We don't need that, Jill, unless it involves the individuals. You know, individuals need to be quarantined because they've been around staff. And then the last thing, this is med administration part, is just a reminder about documenting after giving a PRN medication. You're documenting 30 minutes afterwards, and you're documenting the effectiveness or ineffectiveness of that PRN medication. Compliance is looking at that, and so is QA. QARNs, the med reviews, because sometimes people forget about that too, just because, you know, the person is not complaining anymore, or, you know, it's a medication for anxiety, and, you know, everything is simmered down a bit. So that is the rule, that is in rule, that documentation has to occur after a PRN given. So just a reminder. Thank you.
Anybody have any other questions for Michelle? I think everybody has been doing a really great job with keeping the county board notified. If you have had staff who've tested positive, or people that you support as well getting tested, we for sure are here to help to try to brainstorm anything that you need with that. I did send out, you know, a couple weeks ago asking if anybody had any staff that they would be willing to share. Also reached out to some of our newer independent providers who are just getting started to see if in the event an agency needs some help. So we're doing that. To see if any of the newer ones would like to also help out with that. I do know that DODD is starting to create such a list. I don't know if any of you saw any of the communications this week, but they just started that with Waiver Nursing, where they're putting together a list. So if someone is in need of that, you can pull from that. They're also requesting that each county try to put together a list of potential providers who would be willing to help out when agencies are short, or if it's an independent and they don't have someone. So please let me know if you're ever interested in something like that. Hopefully we don't have to use it, but you just never know. Okay, all right, well, thank you, Michelle. The last thing that I have is ISP agreements. So you all know that on the cover sheet of the ISP, there's 2 check marks. One is that you helped to create the plan, and then you get that sent to you again to consent to the plan. Your pause effective 2021, January 2021, your pause will not be authorized if we don't have that check, yes, I agree to the plan. We've been having this issue for some time now. It's also an accreditation issue, but a bigger issue is if we don't have your consent to providing those services, that's a pretty big deal with that. It could go as far as like, well, you're not even authorized for it because you didn't agree to it. So we're putting that into effect in January. So please be mindful of sending back that cover sheet, check, yes, I agree to provide the services to the plan. If the SSA is calling you for it, emailing it to you, faxing it to you, please get it back. But I just wanted to share that with you guys today. Have any of you got a glimpse at the projected provider certification rules that they're updating? No. So I was able to get my hands on it. It's not out yet. I think it's out for, I want to say it was out for public opinion. It still hasn't been approved. So we talked about this before. They switched the provider certification rule into 2 rules, one for agencies, one for independents. And there have been some kind of significant changes in it, especially around the area of training. The training they keep saying is not going to be more intense. However, there's more of it for your staff. So we're just waiting to see what that looks like. Some of it says it has to be, you know, DODD created, but I mean, and I'm just saying this right now because it's pretty frustrating for me. I can only imagine how frustrating it is for you guys. That rule was supposed to have been done this year. Now we're almost end of November, you know, so it could potentially be one of those where it's like, hey, guess what? You get this mid-December, 1/1/21 is when it's effective, but we'll get through it. But there are some significant things on there. Also for agencies, there's more things around policies. So this again is just my guesstimation that if they're requiring these things for new agency providers, I bet they're going to go back to existing agency providers and ask for these policies as well. So once we're more familiar with it, hear about it, of course, we can try to, you know, figure all that out together. But I just wanted to let you guys know, I believe it's to the point where it's right before it would go to get approved. But they have now, because they have to, it has to be done this year. So like I said, the end of the year, and here this rule is going to come out. So I do know there were some listservs that were sharing it. I'm not on all the listservs, but I got it through my provider coordination work group. The only thing that came out of my provider coordination work group this month was that about the new rule. And if you have not yet updated your information in the DODD portal, please do, especially with how that is switching over from PSN to the other portal right now to Jive with Medicaid. More information on that to come as well. Any questions on any of the provider stuff? Any questions on that signature? It's pretty straightforward. You agree to consent to provide the services in the plan, then we will check off to approve the pause. The last thing that I have, and since I can't share my screen, just gonna hold it up, is hope you guys saw the holiday BBC scavenger hunt. So this is something that I think would be a lot of fun for the people that you support to get involved with. They are very fun activities. They're COVID friendly activities. So it's not like go sit in Coffee Amici with all the people in there and sing a Christmas carol. You know, I will give you like a little sneak peek of some of the activities on there, which others don't know, but it's stuff that can be done at home, like baking cookies or doing things like that. So we have all the information that we've sent out. I'll send it out again on how to get teams together for that, but it's just something fun. It's one of the few things that we didn't have to cancel doing right now, which is, you know, fortunate that we didn't have to cancel that. The last thing that I have, of course, we still have a bunch of PPE. So if you guys are in need of some items, please let me know. We have masks, we have the mini hand sanitizers, we have some of the bottles of the liquid hand sanitizer, which looks like alcohol that you would drink, but it's not. Please don't drink it. And then of course, if you have any positive cases, you know, we've got the suits and face shields and goggles and things like that. So just reach out to me at any point that you would need any PPE. We also have gloves, lots of gloves, large size gloves as well. So I'm gonna go ahead, let you guys unmute yourself. If you have anything that you want to bring up, please do. I'm gonna unmute y'all. Anything for the good of the order?
I just had a quick question.
Yes.
Looking at level 1 or drop-in services, do we continue doing those? And if so, if the person that we're doing services for refuses to wear a mask out in the community, do we still go ahead and continue on with services?
Jill, I will have to put you back to the person's specific SSA.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys have a great rest of the week. Have a nice Thanksgiving and be talking to you all soon. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.